Thank you everyone for coming today. This presentation is mostly general about what AI is. We hear that it's literally a buzzword now, and you hear that on everything. So the question is how it would impact dealerships, automotive industry, how it impact the marketing. What can it do now? What can it do a few years maybe from now? It's mainly around that. And then since my startup my company is more focused on the media and content generation and all of that, so I have more samples on that from our firm and our customers to show you. And then the other ones I'll glimpse over it. So there is a QR code here that if you like to scan, we can send you the copy of this presentation and longer this, and then this is supposed to be about an hour presentation. I'm going to sort of shrink it in, but if you guys are interested, either scan this or leave me your cards, or we could exchange contact after the presentation, and I would be happy to send you a longer version of it that is about an hour instead of trying to put it in 30 minutes. We also developed a couple of GPTs. I don't know how far, but for the ones that don't know, OpenAI is a platform. You pay $20, you get access to it. You can just use AI in terms of conversational mode, and then it will let you design what they call GPTs, which is literally a chatbots that can go beyond and do a little bit more. Anybody can create them. We have created some that is really useful for car dealerships. We're offering it free to everyone, and we can send you the links for those. One of these GPTs, imagine they're AI robots that can craft the promotional social media for you. More specific to car dealers, not what the standard OpenAI does. We have another one that helps you write short and long articles about your car inventory and post it to LinkedIn, social media, help to establish your company as an expert. We have another one that helps answer for overcome objections. So that's available for you guys. We can send it. And then one that is to help you guys write video descriptions for your YouTube. To be honest, everything we have in GPT is literally what we're using on a back-end side. And we're sort of make it a little bit more automated. So we'd be happy to send that to you. Scan this, send me the card, or we could extend your contact. Anyway, so I'll move very quickly on this, and I apologize in advance. So how important is, on 1748, a university professor created a process they called artificial cooling medium. And 1805, almost 50 years later, the first typical fridge was designed. Another 50 years after that, it took for the first fridge to be built, 1913. That's another 50 years almost, the first home electric fridge, 165 years from the design concept to have the first one. And then it took another 50 years to mass produce it to 50 million users. So this is really interesting chart. 50 million users. A fridge we talk about took 200 years from the time that was invented until we have 50 million people using it. It took 200 years. For telephone, it took 75, radio 38, television 13, internet 7, smartphone 5, Facebook 3, Pokemon Go 1 year, and ChatGPT took only 2 months. So that sort of shows you November 22nd launched, 5 days later 1 million, 60 days later you have 50 million users. So the rapid rate of adoption, I guess, now becomes very obvious, and how fast, not only things how fast they change, but also how fast they get adopted among everybody. We went from 200 years to 2 months in a span of 200 years, 200 and something years. So rapid rate of adoption always brings rapid rate of change. So leader's job, you, whether you're a leader of your marketing or operation or a leader of a dealership, is to leading the change. I'm going to skip this slide since we don't have time, but these are basically just supports the idea of how important the change is, how important the role of leaders on change. And we have a lot of sample of companies that really don't move fast enough, and if it can, and they disappear, and or they change the size significantly. So if that can happen to multi-billion-dollar global companies, it can happen to a smaller, larger, medium-sized dealership, to any dealership. So how to lead the change. So I guess the previous slide basically shows, as the leader of your marketing, you are in charge of making change happen. Change is not really one big thing that just happens overnight. It is really a small incremental changes that happen along the way, and they constantly happen, and that is a difference between super successful and super failure of a company. Small changes that if you look at them individually, they really are not important. Maybe they're obvious, but then when you put them together and you do them long enough and consistent enough, it brings you result. Then we have a couple of quotes from famous people to support that. I will skip that part. And how can AI change car dealerships. So let's get more in depth into car dealerships. So what are those small incremental changes that can AI bring to a dealership to bring that success that we just talked about so far? So it's very simple. AI is a tool to automate tasks. AI is a tool to analyze things. AI can be a co-pilot for decision making. And in short, AI could be your staff superpower and empower you, different part of your organization. And I think this is a correct way of looking at it, the same way you would look at a computer, the same way you would look at a smartphone. It's really not here to replace anyone. It's just an extra tool. It's like a bicycle. Instead of walking, now you could just really use a bicycle to get from A to B. And imagine if you're in a competition where you're on a bicycle and everybody else is walking, you have a very good advantage over everybody else. So let's dig deeper. This is what I'm going to cover very quickly today. The first 3 I highlighted is what my companies focus on, helping dealerships, so I will have more samples. AI can improve and generate images and videos. It can improve the one you have, in the case of a car dealership, your inventory images, and it could generate ones in case of marketing stuff you want for a happy holiday message or image. It can help you generate content like the articles, the posts, your descriptions on the listing. It goes endless. I think AI is probably one of the biggest industries that AI can move and change is automotive because it helps you create a lot of content, which is what you want. And search engine visibility, it helps you guys with organic and paid. I'll explain how it helps on search engine visibility. It can help you on customer service automation. It can help you analyze everything you have in your organization. And instead of, let's say, hiring a data scientist, pay them $150,000 a year, literally AI can do that for you. And may not be available now, but soon, very soon it will be available, where you will have AI see everything in your organization. It's connected to your social media, it's connected to your DMS, it's connected to your website, IMS. That's where the AI is going to be super fantastic, in my opinion, in actually providing a huge leap forward for people that use it. Because it literally analyzes things, it tells you actions and options you go with, which sets you guys apart significantly from your competition. So let's start with improve, generate images and videos. So why visually appealing photos matter? I guess we know the answer, but it can help you create consistency, keep the focus on the car, building trust and credibility, emphasize key features, and increase engagement. Like imagine, the best way I explain it and everybody connects typically to it is that when you go to YouTube or any social media, what content do you decide to watch, let's say? YouTube, the thumbnail, the one that has a nicer thumbnail, it really raises attention. And even though that we all know this, we all behave that way, but we expect that we put a crappy image in Facebook Marketplace or in Auto Trader and Cars.com, we expect why people don't click, even though that we spend a lot of money. So any good marketing starts with a good image, with a good video. So you want to really work on that, whether you use AI or not. But AI can help you do things that otherwise you can't do it, whether you don't have the money or the time or the real estate to put a physical turntable, to put a photo booth. And AI can help you guys do that on a scale, do it quickly. And it can help you with a step-by-step guided process. It can help you with removing the background, and it can help you by color and theme adjustments. Things that before it either would take a lot of time to do, but now with AI you could do it extremely cheap, and you could do it extremely fast. So this is a sample of our app for customers. You just help them walk around. It helps them guide them through what angle they do to make sure they don't miss in a step, they don't do everything. The AI part in this is that later on we actually use that for to turn a actual, like a standard photo, into a virtual photo booth, and the background could be anything. And then this, once we repeat that multiple times and keep the angle, background, and everything consistent, it will help you guys to move something like this into something like this, which is more interactive and much more engaging for your customers. So the AI can help you guys generate video tours. So video tours, you might see it on many solutions. Typically, a standard video tour is a slideshow of the photos that you have. Sometimes it has a music, sometimes it has a voiceover, which has nothing to do with the photos you look at. You're looking at the exterior photos, but it is talking about the interior features. You're looking at the interior, it's talking about the exterior. So AI can help you guys change that as well, because it can understand what image is, so it can relate every word with it, because it can regenerate every narration every time that a car comes, and that means It could have different voiceover. It could offer the different music for different videos based on what it is. Let's say music you want for a video tour that is truck is probably different with AV. Maybe the voice that you like for a video tour of a truck might be a heavier voice of maybe the one for EV might be a different kind of voice you like. So by customizing that, helping you customization in a scale is basically what AI can do, what is not possible in a standard video tour you see. And it can add motion graphics based on that car and the car types. So you can come up with different videos where it automatically detects hotspot locations, so the close-up images relates to that. It will also do the same thing for the exterior, and that's the advantage of it. So the next thing out of that list is AI-driven content marketing and sharing. This is one of the most powerful AI advantages that you could get as a person in charge of the marketing decision. So automated content marketing for car dealerships with the use of AI, it really takes it to the next level. How does it do that? So car inventories, we call them our unique content factories on wheels. Like every business, when they're doing presentations and they're looking to post something online, you know what's their most lacking? Content. What should I talk about? What should I write about? If it's an accountant, if it's an architect, if it is somebody that, but you guys have cars every day. They keep changing. There's like hundreds of them every month and they're cycling. So that's the topic you can talk about. And content marketing, if you could add AI to it so you could scale it, that's a huge advantage. The big problem with the content marketing is that we say, okay, use the leverage the free side of social media. These trillion-dollar companies are built for anyone to post free content, to have your own TV television through YouTube, to have your own news post. If you look at it, it's magnificent. But many companies don't do it, and the reason they don't do it, yes, it is free, but it's not free to generate the content, it's not free to post the content, it's not free to be consistent, and it's not free to keep repeating that. So AI can help you that. It can automate the entire process, can connect to your inventory, get the images, use those images, automatically create those video tours, create those spins, create those images automatically, and then based on make and model, automatically generate a unique custom post, different for Facebook, different for TikTok, and then can automatically post that to social media for you, put the link back to your VDP page, and then get people in track. So it can help you with automate your blog posts, articles, videos, social media posts, and infographics to create it for you. So the way I would say, if you already don't have anyone that is focused on content marketing, now with the tools available, whether it's my company, other companies, you could literally automate that. You could let that happen, put it on automation, and it just generates leads. And if you do have people that are focused in content marketing, these tools like this can be their superpower. You don't have to necessarily replace them. It will help them to catch up. It will help them to generate more content. Because with social media, it's really a game of a scale. The more you post, the more visitors you get, and then the more links you get. And when you do that in a scale, you do it long enough and large enough at a scale, it will work. It will definitely work. And it is free if you can automate it. And AI can give you that power to do it. So this is part of why seamless search engine visibility on both sides of organic and paid will work. So online presence on digital platform, Facebook Marketplace and Google Vehicle Listings. So these are the ones that you could generate dedicated descriptions. So you have a description for a car that is designed for your website, but you could create a different description for when you're posting it to Facebook Marketplace, for example. Or you could automate that entire process instead of manually logging in and doing it from a personal account or a business account. If you're posting an inventory to Facebook, whether TikTok, you're really reaching out to different audiences, different demographics, so you want different messages. And AI can literally automate that for you. So automatically the same inventories posted to different social media will have a different outcome. So you can customize the post on a scale. So just let it do its things. This way you can boost your local SEO because you're not repeating the same content. You're basically creating variation of that every time you post. You could have up-to-date information because, well, this part, whether with the help of AI or not with the help of AI, you could automate that to change the information. You could automate your advertising and then analyze the advertising. So that's the part that you can wake up this morning or at the end of the month, you get a report that says, oh, this is this month advertising, this is your KPI on TikTok versus your KPI on Facebook Marketplace and your KPI on Facebook ads. That's what it can actually help you guys to save time and have that documentation. I guess the customer service automation is the first thing that OpenAI came out. It's really a chatbot, but it understands, it does a better job. But the stronger version of these chatbots will be able to guide the potential customer to your inventory. So that means when somebody comes, they can say, hey, how are you doing? What can I help you? Tell them, oh, I want a car, I want an SUV, I want it to be around 10,000 and I want it to be blue. And then they search in your inventory and it brings you the image, it brings the audience the image of that VDP page, and then they will click on it, they will go to the VDP page, they will see if they like it, and they interact with it. This is a sample of how it does. Or chatbots that you can give them basically preferred action you want your customers to take. Whether it's that you want to get information or you want them to book a test drive, what is your goal? And based on your goal, that chat will move your leads or move the people that engage with it into a certain direction to create the outcome you want. So that's something AI can do. Along other things, the list is there, and when I send you the link, you guys will have all of that. Data analytics and reporting. To be honest, this I think is the biggest one, will have the biggest impact. Obviously, everything is important, but this one is the biggest one in the sense that it can do a lot. Like, let's say we talk about the content marketing side. Oh, you could pay somebody 60, 70,000 and you could give them superpower, and maybe AI can help you guys mitigate that, reduce that. But imagine this side is something that you need a team. Like, large companies can afford it. Companies, public companies can afford this. But imagine now smaller companies are able to do that, are able to tap into not just the data and information of their company, but what is happening in a larger scale on the planet, and how that can impact, let's say, automotive industry. So imagine you wake up in the morning, one of those, at the end of the month, one of those summary reports gives you, and say, oh, this is happening in the world, and this is what I recommend you guys do for your marketing, and how this could potentially help you guys change your marketing strategy. Or if General Motors decides to drop 40% of their budget on electric cars, if you're selling new cars or used cars, how is it going to impact your marketing? So if you have AI that's literally understand all of that and can come up with some suggestion on co-pilots, I think that is the biggest change that we'll see AI help business on decision making. Basically, with that said, we go back to the last slide, and thank you so much for being patient and listening to me. And if anyone would like later on, I will be probably here for another 30 minutes, so I will be happy to get your business cards and send you more information. But thank you so much for listening to me.